Alright, so today I want to talk about different oils and stuff that I use. When you have stretched ears, you have to take care of them. Um, just like if you had to take a shower. If you don't take a shower, it's going to start to smell. Um, yeah, you want to keep them clean. Personally, what I've tried is jojoba oil. This is what I use mainly because it's cheap. It's sort of like vitamin E oil in a sense that it's cheap. A little bit goes a long way. I've had this bottle for over a year, and that's just all I used. I use this every day, and you can see it really lasts. Um, Another one I highly recommend would be emu oil. Yeah, emu oil. Um, I need to get more of this. It's really good. It's good for healing. If you have any sort of tears in your ears, or when I actually purchased it, I purchased a bottle before when I had my nipples done, and it's good for healing that particular piercing. Because you keep the area moist. So by doing that, you don't have a lot of crusty buildup. So it promotes healing and it's just good for your body. If you're vegan, I wouldn't recommend it because it is made from an emu. It's made from an animal. So um, yeah, if that doesn't gross you out or anything, I'd really recommend getting a bottle. I really want to buy a bigger bottle because it feels great on my ears. It's a little bit thicker than jojoba oil. It's got a thicker consistency, but once you start rubbing it in, it really just it does wonders. Um, Other than that, another one I used is holy butter, just because I wanted to try it. All this you can get off of bodyartforms.com, by the way. That's where I get majority of my stuff, and it's really I've already used a lot of it, but it's different in the sense that it's not like an oil, although it does a lot of the same things as an oil. Um, it's like a pasty texture. It's sort of like it's hard to explain. It's hard to describe it. It's a solid until you get some of it on your. Like I start rubbing my finger into the tin can and get a little bit on your fingers, and then once you start rubbing it into your ear, it starts to melt pretty much like butter, and it's you just got to work it in. Um, I try to rub my ears for a good 5 minutes each. Just even when it starts to feel like it's starting to, when the oil's starting to get soaked in from your ear, I still rub it in to promote blood flow. So those are the three I've used personally. There's other, like vitamin E oil is a good cheap one. You can get it at a lot of stores. So that's easy to get a hold of, and it doesn't do any damage or anything. It helps. There's a couple other products out there that I like to try. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Like shea butter is another one I think a lot of people use. Um, it's kind of pricey, so I haven't bought a bottle yet. Uh, you can use it for a lot of things besides lobes. Like I use oils on my septum every once in a while, especially if I'm stretching. If you're stretching, you can use emu oil definitely because it's the side effects of using emu oil is slim to none. It's sort of like you can be allergic to steel, but you don't know until you try it. Emu oil, it's a very slim chance of being allergic to it, but it's really good for any piercing. So yeah, you should definitely try it out. Like I said, you can use it as a lubricant. That jojoba oil, like I said, it goes a long way. So using that, just a couple drops on whatever you have to use it on, it really helps. Um, Other than that, if you're gonna experiment with things, some people make their own oils. As long as it's fragrance free, that's the main thing. The oils I just told you about are, used by a lot of people because it's trusted. It's been used time and time again. Um, you can always experiment with things, but I wouldn't use lotions. Although I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but oil. The thing with oil is you want your body to absorb it. Um, Jojoba oil matches the oil that your body produces. It's very similar, so the chances of having an allergic reaction to jojoba oil is very, very slim. That's why a lot of people choose that. So, like I said, it's one of those products that a lot of people use, so you know what the outcome is going to be. I wouldn't go to Walgreens or CVS and start picking stuff off the shelf that's used for skin that you're not too sure about because you're using it on a piercing. It might not be a huge lobe. It might be a fresh piercing. You want to make sure you don't get anything close to it. Like, if you wouldn't put the product in an open wound or in your eyeball, I wouldn't trust it on anything piercing related, obviously, because it's an open wound. Baby oil, it doesn't really do a whole lot for your piercing. It doesn't really help. It's not beneficial. So, although it's not going to hurt anything, it's not really going to help anything either. So, yeah. Just go to bodyartforums.com. That's where I go to, and you can check out all the different products they have on there. There's other websites like King's Body Jewelry. Just use Google. Just start Googling stuff like that, Aside from using it on piercings and stuff, you can use jojoba oil on wood plugs, any kind of wood jewelry, because wood is going to need oiling every once in a while because it starts to dry out. And jojoba oil is another great oil for that because it's not gonna harm it. It's going to get a nice smooth surface. Definitely gonna need that. I'll talk about that more in another video. So I think I'm gonna finish this video today and move on to the next one. So you have a good one. See ya.